All right, hello, this is Robert from CCSA, and I've just got a brief financial information session that I put together for you here. It's just a helpful way for me to get some information out to you because over the past I've noticed that a lot of students have asked the same questions, and so I'm going to go ahead and try to answer those up front. And then also just to let you know that it's important to also make sure you get on top of things right away and not wait until the last minute. I do have a financing a short-term study abroad program handout that I can send you, and so if you would like a copy of that, you can just email me and request one. My email address is finance@ccsa.cc. You can see down on the bottom here. Some of the important things in here that it talks about planning early, scholarships, financial aid, how to get money from other sources like friends, summer jobs possibly, and then communication. That is one of the most important things, is the communication aspect. And so just make sure that you're communicating with us, letting us know what your status is, updating us, and also asking when you need assistance. That's one of the biggest problems is if a student waits until the first payment deadline, let's say, and they're asking for help on how to complete the financial aid process, well, that process doesn't happen overnight, and so it might be too late at that point. So it needs to be started really early, and so that's why it's important to keep in touch with us and start communicating. Our website has a lot of very useful information on it. In addition to all of the other course information and program information, there's also a lot of information on finances. And so if you go to ccsa.cc, under the Finances tab, you'll see several options. The first one is the Payments page. On this page, you'll see that in addition to the different payment methods that we have on the left, you've got the ACH form, the credit card, and also the sending a check by mail. In addition to those, you'll also have important payment deadlines and schedules and amounts. As you can see with this winter, that we have here on the screen, we're just publishing the first payment, final payment, and then plus group airfare. We usually keep the group airfare portion at an estimate until the first payment deadline, because we don't really know what that's going to be until we have all of the numbers for how many students are enrolled in each course and each program, and etc. And so we'll put out a range like you see over to the right here. We also have notes about additional fees like transcript fees and things like that, so you'll want to pay attention to that. The ACH payment form is the most preferred form of payment, and it's probably one of the easiest for you as well. It does avoid the fact that we have a 3% surcharge on all credit card processing fees, so you'll want to pay attention to that. The form is very easy to complete. You can actually fill it out online, but then you do need to print so that you can sign it and go ahead and actually send it to us so that we have a real signature, since it is a legal document and we're taking the money from your bank account. You can return it, like the instructions say at the top, by fax, or you can scan and email it back to finance@ccsa.cc. That's my email address, so you don't have to worry about it going to anybody else. I'll go ahead and process it, and then you'll get an automated message through our email system that's in the application. It's automatically sent. And for some rare cases, if maybe you don't have access to a scanner, some students have been able to take a picture of it and email that as an attachment. As long as it's a really good high-resolution quality photo, it seems to be fine. The most important part is that we get all of the information from the form and that it's legible so that we can read it very clearly. So we also have our credit card portal. You can see the gateway here. It's very straightforward as well. You just fill in your information, go to the next page, and submit that. I'm sure everybody's very familiar with that. And although we don't really prefer this method, we do have a pay-by-mail method that, if there's a trust fund or some other reason you might need to send a check, this is the address where it goes. And it's very important to make sure you write down that it's going to the Cooperative Center for Study Abroad and not just to Western Kentucky University. The check should be made out to CCSA or the Cooperative Center for Study Abroad. Don't make it out to WKU. We've had that happen in the past, and it is kind of cumbersome in order to get that fixed, so it's better to just do it right the first time. And of course, when the mail gets here, it does have to go through our campus mail, so you'll have to add another couple of days. So if the payment deadline is on a Friday, you'll probably want to actually mail that payment the week before in order to get it here on time. Some people think, it's regular postage mail, it's going to take 3 days. Well, that's true. It gets to the campus within 3 days, but then it can also take another 2 to 3 days to get to our office, and so it can end up taking almost a week for that to happen. So that's why we prefer these other methods. They're much quicker. But that's basically the payment page, and then you'll see under the Finances tab we have a lot of other things. This cost calculator is very important as well. What you can do on the cost calculator is you can see I'll put my name in here. I'll select winter term, and I'll select Australia, let's say. You'll see that some items are grayed out in this example, and that's because they're just not available for this program. If it is available, it won't be grayed out and you'll be able to select it. But as you select each of these options in here, you'll see that the calculated cost on the right will change. So if I just go ahead and put all of these selections in here, let's just select yes for application fee being before that certain date, and in this case we'll say that the person already had their passport. You'll see what you have here is not only are the costs that are coming to CCSA calculated with an estimate of the group travel in this case, but then you'll also see other estimated expenses that's very helpful for the financial aid process. They want to see the total cost of attendance, and so that's what this total is. That's not the amount that you'll actually be paying to CCSA. The amount that actually comes to CCSA is up here, but this other information is used in order to do the financial aid application. So once you have finished that, you can print. You can also do save as PDF, and so it's very helpful to go ahead and either print or save this so that when you meet with either your financial aid office or your local campus representative for the study abroad office, that you can bring a copy of this in there with you, or you could even email it as a PDF. You could save it and email it before your appointment. A lot of the local offices are aware of this cost calculator, and so they'll actually go ahead and use that as well. So the next thing is we have information on scholarships, and so you'll definitely want to get out there and review these and make sure that you learn about any deadlines. We have two types of scholarships at the current time. We have a traveler scholarship, which is need-based, and so you need to be Pell Grant eligible. And then we have the storyteller scholarship, which is more competitive, and that's basically just we're looking for you to submit a project idea to help us spread the word to other students about CCSA and our programs. And you'll find information out there under the finances and scholarships. We also have a section on money while abroad, talks about the different currencies of the locations that you might be going, and cancellation policy as well. It's very important to be familiar with the cancellation policy because at certain points in that payment schedule, we have actually started to commit money on your behalf. And that's why we have these cancellation fees out here. So as you'll see, after the first payment deadline, if for some reason you need to withdraw, it's a 25% fee. And it could also have additional courses, additional fees based on what course or program you're enrolled in, and those items are listed out there as well. There's information out there about refunds, and so I do recommend reviewing that as well. And this information is actually in the application system as well, but sometimes it's just easier to find through this way. So after that, one of the other tabs is the About tab and the Contact tab. And I think this is important because it lists all of the CCSA staff, and so if you have questions about anything, you can just reach out to us, and you can see my email address is either robert@ccsa.cc or finance@ccsa.cc. And then, of course, we have a travel coordinator and our executive director and our academic director. All of their information is out there as well. But that's a brief review of our financial process. You got the review about the different payment methods, about the cost calculator and using that for the financial aid process. One last thing that I will mention too is under our About tab, there's a page for member institutions. This is a list of all of the different schools that are members of CCSA. And then if you were to go to these, you can actually look at all of the contacts that we have. We keep this updated, and so if you wanted to know who the study abroad representative was at your local university, you could go to this page, and that will give you their contact information, what building they're located in, phone number, email address, and so that'll help you also to find information that might be important for you. But if there's something that you aren't able to find on the website, you'll be getting plenty of email messages from myself and from other people within CCSA. Just reply to one of those messages, and just let us know what it is you need. And of course, you can always call as well. All the contact information is out on our website as well. All right, I hope this was helpful, and good luck in getting through the whole finance process and getting everything paid for, and all the way to having a successful trip and coming back and sharing your story with everybody, and just having a great trip. Let us know if you need anything. Thank you.